You ever think moving into your dream home would turn into a war zone, not with criminals but with your neighbors? That's what happened to us. My wife and I thought we were upgrading our lives, but we had no idea we were walking into a battlefield, or because of one woman, Karen, the self-proclaimed president of the HOA. But what she didn't know was that my wife isn't the kind of woman you mess with, and when she tried calling the cops on her, let's just say, she wasn't ready for what came next. It all started when we finally closed on the house. After years of apartment living, noise complaints, and paper-thin walls, we found a quiet suburban neighborhood with beautiful homes, wide driveways, manicured lawns, and what everyone called a strong sense of community. My wife, Jenna, had just retired from active duty, 10 years in the military, multiple tours, and finally, we were settling down. I was so proud of her, tough as nails.com under pressure, but with a heart of gold. We moved in on a Friday. The sun was shining, the movers were hauling in boxes, and we were grinning from ear to ear. That's when we saw her. She came marching down the sidewalk, like she owned the blocked-up blonde bob, clipboard, aviators, tracksuit, you know the type. "Excuse me," she said, arms crossed. "Are you the renters?" I smiled. "No, actually we bought the house." She didn't smile back. "Huh, I wasn't informed of any sale. I'm Karen, president of the HOA." That was the first red flag. No welcome to the neighborhood. No let me know if you need help. Just attitudes. We brushed it off. You can't please everyone, right? Oh, how naive we were. Within 48 hours of moving in, we got our first HOA violation, a yellow slip taped to our door. Trash cans visible from the street, $50 fine. Thing is, the trash hadn't even been collected yet. The second violation came the next day. Your car is parked facing the wrong direction. That was Jenna's car. She had just gotten back from a morning jog, parked quickly, and planned to move it again. But no, Karen was watching. And she wasn't just watching, she was documenting. We'd see her walking by slowly, snapping photos with her phone, pretending to check her mail 3 times a day. Jenna started calling her Recon Karen. We laughed at first until we found out she'd been complaining to the HOA board, saying Jenna was intimidating and hostile. What had Jenna done? She waved once. Apparently that was threatening. A week later, we were out front assembling patio furniture when Karen came storming up again. "You can't have those chairs out front. It violates aesthetic standards." Jenna stood up. "They're patio chairs. On the patio, this neighborhood has rules," Karen hissed. I stepped in, calmly. "We read the handbook. There's nothing about furniture on your own porch. Well, you should know how we do things here. This is a respectable community. Some of us don't like ... disruptions." And that's when Jenna gave her that look, the one I'd seen during briefings, controlled, calculated, steel in her eyes. "Is there something you want to say, Karen?" Karen flinched. But instead of backing down, she did what Karens do best. She called the police. 2 squad cars rolled up about 10 minutes later. Karen was already talking to them, waving her arms like we had committed a federal crime. The officers came over calm but cautious. We received a call about a possible domestic disturbance, suspicious activity. Neighbors felt threatened. Jenna stepped forward, cool, respectful. "Good afternoon, officers. Mind if I see your badges?" They hesitated. Then Jenna reached into her pocket and pulled out her military ID. "Staff Sergeant Jenna Wells, U.S. Army retired. I'd appreciate some clarity on what part of patio furniture qualifies as a threat." You could see a shift in their faces. The younger officer blinked, then said, "Ma'am, we're sorry. We had no idea." "I get it," Jenna said. "But next time, verify your sources before coming onto someone's property." They apologized, turned back toward Karen. "Ma'am, everything's fine here. You can't use emergency services to settle personal disputes." Karen looked like she'd seen a ghost. Her face went pale, mouth open. She started stammering about community safety and upholding standards, but it was too late. The cops left. We stood there, victorious. But that wasn't the end. Karen was embarrassed, and that made her dangerous. Over the next few weeks, Karen launched a personal crusade. More fines, false complaints, letters from the HOA threatening legal action. She said Jenna was harboring military-grade equipment in the garage. It was a lawnmower, she said. I didn't mow often enough. I mowed twice a week. Then we started finding things. Nails scattered across our driveway, a broken sprinkler head, a smashed solar light. We had no proof, but we knew one night, Jenna caught her on our ring cam tiptoeing up to our yard with a flashlight. That was the final straw. Act 6. Jenna's counterstrike word count, approximately 2,000. Jenna doesn't like to escalate unless she has to, but she's also not one to back down. She started documenting everything, every fine, every email, every complaint, video evidence, audio recordings. She reached out to the actual HOA board, not Karen, but the elected members. Turns out Karen had been abusing her position for years. Jenna called a formal meeting and she brought a dossier minus 78 pages long titled Abuse of Power, a Pattern of Harassment by HOA President Karen S. It included everything: timestamps, legal citations, community testimonials from other neighbors who had stayed silent, and proof that Karen had used HOA funds to pay for her personal landscaping. The board was stunned. They voted that Karen was removed as HOA president on the spot. But Jenna didn't stop there. She reported Karen for false police reporting and malicious property damage. Karen was fined, sued, and last we heard, she put her house up for sale today. Our neighborhood is calm. The new HOA president is kind, reasonable, and fair. Jenna has become a bit of a local hero. People wave when we walk the dog, invite us to block parties, and ask her advice on home security. Karen. She vanished like a bad dream. But the lesson stayed with us. Sometimes the most dangerous battles aren't fought overseas. They're fought in your front yard. And if you're lucky, you'll have a warrior on your side like my wife.